away. All right, that looks about right. We are doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and hopefully send some good vibes out into the internet so we can work out and stretch and get more mobile together. Oh man, it's time. Let's get started. We're going to get into some hip cars. Hip cars are all about moving your legs and your hips through their full range of motion using your muscle power. All right. What I want you to do is start by lifting this knee up as high as you can go with muscle power. From here, we're going to open up that leg to the side. Try to keep the hip from moving. So it's all coming from right here, moving that leg out. And then I want you to bring the ankle up. Want to hide that ankle behind the knee. So you're getting that leg to horizontal. I'm going to spin around so you can see. You don't have to turn around if you don't want to. We're going to get that ankle to horizontal, and then we're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on lifting that ankle up, 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 as high as we can. You might feel the hamstrings get really tight right around now, and that is when we change. We move that leg down and back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, push that leg back behind us so you're feeling the stretch here in the hip flexor. From the front, that end position looks a little bit like this. We're just sticking the leg directly back. All right, that is one rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Welcome back, Che. And I think that was Trouble Roxy. Hello, hello. Okay, we're going to go. Let's do it. Keep that core nice and strong. Stand up straight, and let's begin. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 3. If you need to hold on to something for balance, feel free to lean against the wall. You can hold on to the wall for support as well. And I think that's 4, 5, open, ankle up, down and back. 6, open, ankle up, down and back. 6, open, ankle up, down and back. 7, open up, ankle back, down and back. 8, open, ankle, back. 9, open, ankle, back. Last one. 10, and that is hip cars on one side. Do a little wiggle, do a little dance, and let's get into the other side. Breathe, keep that core nice and tight, and let's go. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 1 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 2 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 3 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 4 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 5 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 6. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 7 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 8 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 9. Last 1 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 10. Oh man, we've only done them going forward. We gotta do 10 more hip cars in reverse on the left leg and on the right leg. If you're just joining in, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern to practice consistency, to build a little community, to make it a little bit more fun while we suffer on the floor in our stretches, so that hopefully we can practice consistency a little bit more easily. If you need a little bit of help with consistency, keep on coming back. I explain everything as we go, so you don't even have any experience. Hit follow, hit subscribe, do all those cool things, and let's continue with some hip cars. We're going to go in reverse now, all right? Keep that core nice and tight. If you keep your core strong, it'll keep your back from doing a lot of this. You might have already done a bunch of this, and if you're not careful, you'll just do it automatically when you're trying to bring that leg down and back. Tends to be the case when we go and try to reach our bestest you're going to feel a lot of tension here in the low back. We don't want too much tension there. We don't want too much contraction. We don't want too much movement there because it's very likely it will irritate your spine. So keep that core nice and tight. Keep your abs nice and strong. And then when you reach that leg back, it's going to be really hard for it to go back, but it'll also keep your spine happy. All right, let's go. Core tight, leg back to begin. Lift to the side. Rotate that ankle up as high as you can go. Bring the ankle all the way down. Lift the knee high. Bring that knee all the way to the front. That is 1 rep. Let's do 10. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 1. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 2. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 3. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 4. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 5. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 6. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 7. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 8. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 9. Last one. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 10. Oh, that is a bunch of hip cars. Again, these are all about moving your leg through its maximum range of motion. So when you can, lift as high as you can, open as wide as you can, and give it your best. All right, last leg. Let's do this. Core tight. Lean against the wall for support if you need to, and let's go. Bring that leg down and back. Feel the stretch here in the hip flexor. Try not to have the movement come from the low back. Lift to the side. Bring that ankle up as high as you can. Bring the ankle down. Lift that knee and bring the knee forward. That's 1. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 2. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 3. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. 4. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. 5. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. 6. Back. Side. We're more than halfway. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. 7. 3 more. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. 8. 2 more. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. Last one. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's all of our hip cars. Oh. Take a break. Relax for a second. Fold forward. Actually, we're going to do this officially in just a second. We're going to move on to the second warm-up exercise, and I want you to fold into this L shape. If you're just joining in for the first time, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of side split and hip mobility work. And while you wait for your back to relax, I'm going to tell you about how we do this at 9 p.m. every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and to make stretching a little bit more fun. So make sure to hit follow, make sure to hit subscribe. Let's continue. Once your low back has relaxed and you're starting to feel it mostly in your hamstrings, we're going to start to do the elephant walk. That's our actual second warm-up exercise. All right. From here, we're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg, and we're going to fold deep into a stretch. Then we're going to switch the leg that's bent and switch the leg that's straight. And switch to the other side. If you are perpetually sore like me, because you do a whole bunch of stretching every day, then this might feel a little bit intense in your hamstrings, right? We also feel it a little bit higher up, just underneath your glutes. Your hamstrings attached to your pelvis bones, your hips, at the bottom where your glutes pretty much begin. And so if you're feeling a little bit of a crazy stretch or tingliness almost, that is because that's where your hamstrings connect to your pelvis. All right. The other place you might feel this stretch quite intensely is in the calves and in the feet. Oftentimes, that tingly sensation is called nerve flossing or nerve stretching, and it's also pretty normal. So, you shouldn't have to worry about it unless you're going crazy with really aggressive, intense movement. Okay, now, hopefully, we've been doing this for a little bit, so you feel like everything's going a little bit smoother. I want you to focus on bringing that belly button down a little bit deeper into the stretch. Keep on folding forward and continue. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Pop into a bit of a squat. Come on up, and that is our elephant walks. Shake out your legs, do a little dance, do a little wiggle, and we're gonna get into part 2. We're going to get back into the same position that we were just in, where one knee is bent, one leg is straight, but instead of just folding forward, we're going to add a little bit of thoracic rotation. The thoracic spine is basically the middle chunk of your spine and is designed to rotate. We're going to use that capability and rotate. So, bend one leg, straighten the other leg, take the arm from the bent leg side, reach across the body, fold forward while you're here, push against the outside of the straightened leg, and rotate, 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 rotate. Your chest should be pointing to the direction of your straightened leg. Your other arm should be reaching up into the air and behind you. Look at that hand, so your neck is also rotating, and reach over that shoulder. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. And, that is half of 1 rep. We got to do the other side and we'll be done with 1. We're doing 5 in total, so get ready to do a whole bunch of these. Other leg is now bent. That leg that was bent is now straight. We're taking the hand from the bent leg side, reaching across the body, pushing to the outside of the other leg, and push, 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 push. Look at that hand. Your neck is also rotating. Reach as far as you can. Once you feel like you've reached as far as you can, just take a small breath in and exhale. See if you can get a little bit deeper. That is now officially 1 rep. We're going to do 4 more reps. Let's go. Other side. Reach, push, open, breathe, and back on down. Other side. Open, breathe, and back on down. That's 2 reps. We got 3 more to go. Open, 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 breathe, and back. Other side, open, 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 and breathe, and down. 2 more reps. Last one. If you're just joining in for the moment, we are folding forward. We're bending one leg. We're straightening out the other. We're taking the arm from the bent leg side, reaching across to the straight leg side. We're pushing against the outside of that leg and opening up our chest, rotating it back, looking at that hand with our eyes. Our neck is rotated. Reach. And come on down and chill. Other side. Bent leg, straight leg. Reach across the body. Push, open. Push, 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 push. Breathe. And down. That is 5 thoracic rotations. Hopefully, your spine is feeling a little bit looser. Your shoulders, though, and your shoulder blades might be feeling quite tired. If that is the case, don't worry. We're not doing anything else for those muscles anyway. I'm going to take a quick look at the chat. We got a whole bunch of taps. Thank you, Nike. And Sneaky Grandma, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna take a quick look at the chat real quick because I have been really bad about coming back to the chat in the middle of the lives. Ali Moon says, my hip pops. What are we doing for your hip to pop? Are you doing the elephant walk? Is that when that came in? Or was it earlier when we were still doing the hip circles, the hip cars. That's what I thought. If your hips are popping when you're doing the hip cars, a lot of the time that's just the tendons and the soft tissue adjusting to new positions that you usually don't do. So you can probably just tone down the intensity of those hip cars and keep going for a little bit. Cool? If it starts being really irritating, if it starts hurting when it pops, then you should definitely dial back the intensity. But whatever you're able to do, you should be able to do. Your hips just might need a little bit of time to adjust to these new things that you're doing. All right? What we just finished? We just finished thoracic rotations, which is the second of our warm-up exercises. So we're going to move on into our third and final warm-up exercise. It is called the Cossack switch. All right? And it looks a little bit like this. We're going to pop into a bit of a squat looking thing, except this leg is going to be off to the side. We're going to do this squat on one side. We're going to come all the way down. You don't have to do this right now. I'm just demonstrating what it will look like, and then we'll work on some easier setup. All right? Once we're down, we're going to try and scoot our butts to the other side. We're going to try and squish as low and compact as we can, and then we're going to come back, squish as low as we can. That is what I want you to try to do. But for most of us, our ankles and our hips aren't going to be quite ready for that. So what I want you to do is I want you to hug your knees into your chest, fold forward, come up onto your toes so that you're leaning forward just a little bit and feeling the stretch in your Achilles tendon in your calves. While you're doing this, I want you to try to relax, breathe. You don't have to breathe as loudly as I am. I'm just trying to, exaggerate so you see what I'm doing. And while you're chilling, you can add a little tiny bit of motion. Rotate at the ankles, rotate at the hips, and just get a little bit of movement because we're about to do a whole bunch more movement. So the more you prepare your hips, the easier it will be to adjust. All right? Cool. I think that's about enough for our setup. If you're still hugging your knees, like so, just stick your hands straight down into the ground and we'll be ready to begin. Let's do this. Extend one leg out to the side and then try to get this heel down on the ground. We're going to be doing a lot of movement from side to side, so stability and balance is going to be really challenging. Having your heel down is going to really help with stability. All right? So once you're here and your heel's down, I want you to try and get as low into the ground as you can. For some of you, you might be super flexible. You might be able to get super squished down there. For some of you, you might not be able to. You might be higher up, and that's perfectly fine as part of the process. All right? From here, we're going to scoot our butts over to the other side. If you are rather high up, it should be a little bit easier. If you're a little bit lower to the ground and you're struggling to get over to the other side, you can put your hands down for a little bit of support and help yourself get over. Once you're over to the other side, I want you to try your best to sit and squish down as low and as compact as you can into that hip, and then come on back. That is going to be one rep. Once to the left and once to the right. All right? We're going to do 10 of these in total. Take your time. And as we do them, I'll introduce other variations you can add to make it more challenging, make it more fun. Cool? Let's go. We are hands down, leg out, heel down for stability, and over. Sit into it. Come on back. You can use your hands for support. Sit into it. Keep on going. That's one rep. Now we're at 1.5 and 2. If you feel like you're able to do these without your hands and you want to give it a try, keep on leaning forward. Just don't use your hands. If you keep on leaning forward, you'll be basically maintaining that balance from before, from when you were using your hands, and that will keep it so you're not trying too many things at the same time. If these are feeling easy and you're feeling comfortable, you can also try to sit up a little bit straighter. That'll shift your weight back a little bit. You might need to extend your arms out in front of you to help counterbalance. And keep on going. I have completely lost count of how many of these we've done, but I think this should be at least 5. So I'm going to just pretend that we're doing 6 right now. Keep going. Squish as much as you can once you get to the other side. Come on back over. Squish. If you're feeling a little bit of discomfort here in the inside of the knee, I want you to try this. I want you to come up a little bit in that squat position, come across first, and then sink down, sit into the stretch. All right? Up, across, sit. I think this is 8. And 9. Last one. Up, across, sit into it. Ooh. Come on back up, across, and down, and that is 10 Cossack switches. That is the end of our warm-up exercises. Breathe, relax for a second. If, that being the end of the warm-up exercise, this sounds really scary and intimidating because we haven't even started the workout yet. Don't worry, this is a stretching show. We were just preparing our hips, prepare our hamstrings, preparing our muscles so that we can get the most out of our stretches and hopefully, get our heart rate up so that we're warmed up and ready to go. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is a hamstring stretch. What I want you to do is go grab a little bit of a cushion, some padding for your knee, and that can be just about anything with a little bit of foam in it. Could be a yoga block, could be a yoga mat that you fold up a couple times, flip-flops, dog beds, decorative pillows, couch cushions, old towels that should be in the laundry, haven't quite made it there. You can roll that up, stick it under your knee, and we're ready to go. Let's get into it. What I want you to do, especially if your cushion is big enough, is to bring your knees together to start. All right? When you're here in this position, take a look at your hips. Look at where they're lined up. We want to maintain this hip position for as much time as possible. And that's because we're going to start by bringing our leg in front of us. When we do this, oftentimes, when you're first starting out, you get a little ambitious, get a little aggressive, start sticking one leg out way far out in front of the other, and all of a sudden you'll find one hip is way out here, the other hip is way back there, or the other end of the hip is way out there, and you're basically twisting sideways. All right? We don't want you to twist sideways. We want you to keep on facing forward. So pull that leg in, keep those hips like that, and fold forward. Bring that belly button down into the leg. Whee! That's our stretch. This is how we're setting it up. Okay? I'm going to turn around so you don't have to just stare at my head the whole time. And, if you have a leg that is a little less flexible than the other, go ahead and start with that leg. Because the first time I explain everything, we spend a little bit more time. All right. You ready? Let's go. Leg is forward, hips are squared. We're folding forward. Feeling the stretch in our hamstrings. Take some nice, solid breaths, nice and slow. Try to relax into this stretch a little bit. Make as many sounds as you'd like. I can't judge you, I can't hear you. Breathe. Relax. Imagine the tension loosening in that glute. Imagine the tension reducing in your back. Imagine, if you can, the tension reducing in your hamstrings, in your calves, in your feet. This is often called the posterior chain. Let it relax. Just relax everything in the back, all the way down to the leg. Breathe one more time, and then we're going to do an inhale, exhale, fold. When we do the inhale, exhale, fold, I want you to take a big breath in air. Air in. Inhale. Don't inflate yourself like a balloon. Stay where you are. And then slowly exhale. While you exhale, I want you to fold that belly button down deeper into the leg. All right? Let's do it. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Once you've reached this new, more intense spot, try not to come back out of it too much. Stay where you are, even get deeper if you can, and just breathe. Try to relax. I know this is intense. Massage your hamstrings if you want. Just stab your fingers into those muscles to distract you from the discomfort, and breathe. Relax. Relax the glutes. Relax the hamstrings, relax the calves, relax the toes. Breathe. And we're going to do one more inhale, exhale, fold. Ready? Inhale. Exhale and fold. You're in a much more deep stretch now, and it's crazy uncomfortable. That's a-okay. Remember, we're trying to relax. Breathe. Stab those fingers into your hamstring muscles. Distract your brain from the discomfort with new sensations. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds and call it. All right? 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on out of that stretch. That is one hamstring stretch. If it felt really intense, that's because it is supposed to. We have a lot of other stretches coming up. A lot of them require the hamstrings to be loose, so we spend a lot of time getting them prepared right now, kind of early. All right, let's switch to the other side. Switch the legs. Bring the knees together so you can double check that you're squared up. One more time. Extend that leg in front. Fold the belly button down into that leg. Chill, relax, breathe. One thing I forgot to mention before is if you're trying really hard to stick your face into your knee and you're turning into a little ball as you're doing it, you don't have to work that hard. If you're feeling a whole bunch of stress in your neck, in your upper shoulders, in your upper back, you're doing too much. This stretch in the hamstrings is coming from the hips folding forward. All right. If you want, you can try to keep your back really straight, if that will help you. If you want, you can also relax the back. It's going to look like I'm trying to bend my neck into the ground, but really there's not any sensation going on in the top of my shoulders, in my neck. Sensation is not the right word. It sounds like I have no feeling whatsoever. I'm not trying to use my muscles to curl myself into a ball. It's relaxed and is draping, but it's not a forced position. All right, hope that makes sense. All right, we've hung out here for a little bit. Let's go inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale, and fold. There's something about the inhale, exhale, and fold I find really effective, because the whole time we were holding this before we did the inhale, exhale, fold, I was trying to get myself into a deeper stretch. And I just don't make nearly as much progress, nearly as fast as when I call it the inhale, exhale, fold, and then I actually do the inhale, exhale, fold. Anyways, now that I've called it out, see if it's the same for you. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Relax, fold. And now we are in a crazy deep stretch. This should be intense. Breathe. Again, this is about relaxing in this position. You're not trying to smash your knee into your face. We are chilling. Breathe. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Don't hold your breath. Remember to breathe. You don't have to hyperventilate, but as you exhale, see if you can relax a little deeper into the stretch. Let the glutes relax, let the calves relax, let the toes relax, let the hamstrings try their best to relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Come on out of that stretch. Oh, if that felt really intense, good. All right, we're moving on. You can get rid of the cushion, you can get rid of the block, you can get rid of whatever you were using to pad your knee. We're going to sit on our butts now, and we're going to do the butterfly stretch. The one thing I recommend that you do is bring your shoulders, your head, your back, your butt up against a wall and rest against it. All right? When you do this, the wall is going to give you a bunch of support, and it's going to help you focus on the important part of the stretch, the groin stretch. So for the butterfly, bring your feet together, pull your feet in as close to you as possible, and your knees very likely will just pop up. That's cool. Everything's good. From here, the goal here is to stretch out the groin muscles. And the way you do that is by bringing your knees down into the ground. I want you to get stronger while we train our mobility, while we train our flexibility. So I want you to use these muscles, the outer thighs and the glutes, to help open up your legs, build up a little bit of strength while we go. All right? So start with that. Bring your knees down into the ground using your own muscles. Right. If you're joining in for the first time and you don't really know if you're using the right muscles, as long as you're feeling a stretch here in the groin, you saw your knee maybe move just a little bit down, you're probably doing the right thing. The only way you could be using the wrong muscles is if your knees come way closer together. And that could be useful in a different variation of the stretch in the future, but for this show, for the sake of this one, static stretching, try to bring your knees down into the ground. All right? Whew. That's it. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30. 20. Oh, no, it's not. I forgot. We're taking our hands. We're pushing our legs down into the ground. And we're trying to push our legs deeper into a stretch. When you do this, you should feel a little bit more pressure in the back of your head, in your shoulders. And that is good because that is making sure you're able to push your weight into your legs at the same time. All right? 30. 29, 28, 27. It's going to be a little bit more helpful if your legs don't slide away underneath you. So try to keep them contained. 25, 24, 23. I'm finding this floor a little bit slippery. I am not sweating nearly enough for my feet to be grippy. So as I push my legs down, my feet want to slide away from me, and that makes this a more difficult stretch to get into. 17. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, let your hands go. Take a look at where your legs are. If they were down deeper in a stretch and they popped right back up as soon as you let your hands go, that is very normal. But know that what you're capable of and what you can get into with your own muscle power is different. And that's okay. We're trying to get into a deeper range using our own muscle power throughout the show with the hip cars, with the butterfly stretch. And now you see the importance, right? All right, what we're going to do from here, start flapping the wings of your butterfly. Move them. Do a little dance from side to side. And when your legs are ready to move, when they're ready to move on, we're going to get into the third stretch. We're going to do some pancake. It's either the standing or the seated pancake. I'm going to walk through the standing pancake today. Let's do this. Oh, come on up into standing. And let's go. What I want you to do is open up those legs pretty wide. Doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to be the deepest you possibly can. And you also don't want to get into a situation where your hips are starting to hurt right around here. Okay? If your hips are starting to get that pinching feeling, you've gone too far. Bring your legs back together and we're ready to begin. From here, we're going to fold forward. And you might be able to put your hands down. If you can, great. But this is our starting position for the pancake. From the side, it looks something like this. All right? The goal of the pancake is to fold our whole entire upper body in between our legs and something like that. Oh, except, you want to go all the way flat. And it's really hard. That's a crazy, crazy stretch. So we want to get gravity to work for us as much as possible to make our lives a little bit easier, right? The way you set yourself up so that gravity feels really intense, feels like it's working for you, is you try to get your body, your upper body, to horizontal. And then you try to lengthen that dimension as long as possible. So if you stick your hands out in front of you so that your biceps are touching your ears, that is going to make the gravity feel crazy, even though the weight of your upper body hasn't changed. All right. If you want, you can also hold like a 2-pound dumbbell or a water bottle or something out with your arms if you really like to punish yourself, and that will make the stretch way more intense. All right, that's it. While you're folded forward, see if you can open up your legs a little bit wider. If they go, great. If they don't worry about it. Fold that belly button down into the ground. Fold, 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 fold. Fold, 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 fold. Fold, 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 fold. Breathe. Fold, fold, fold. Breathe. And we're ready to start. 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. If you feel like your face is about to slam into the ground, you can shift your weight back towards your butt a little bit and see if that helps. 23. 22. 21. 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. Keep on breathing. Try to fold your belly button down deeper into the stretch. 3. 2. 1. 0. That is our whole stretch. The pancake is gonna be pretty much the hardest stretch of the whole entire show because we're combining two really intense muscle groups. Bring your toes together, then bring your heels together, then bring your toes together, bring your heels together. Slowly come back into standing. You might, do a squat first or something. Waddle like a pancake. Or like a pancake. Waddle like a penguin for a little bit as you figure out how to use your leg muscles again. Squirm around, shake, and that is our third stretch. That is the pancake. Shake out your legs. Do a little dance. I'm gonna take a look at the chat real quick over on YouTube. We got a whole bunch of compliments. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, and then I'm gonna scroll down over on TikTok real quick to see if something else has happened in the chat while I was hanging out way back over there. Travel with Roxy is answering some questions about the live times. Awesome, thank you. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of a break. We got to get into our next stretch. We're going to get into our fourth stretch. Is either the pigeon or the figure four, depending on what you like, what you prefer. If you know what each of those are and you're ready to get into your preferred one, go ahead and get into it. I believe we explained the pigeon yesterday, so it's time for some figure four today. Both stretches look a little bit like this. We're going to take one leg, we're going to cross it just above the other knee, so that you're kind of making this thing that looks like the number 4, or depending on how the screen is mirrored, it might look like the number 9 for you. And we're going to bring that ankle up towards the belly button, or bring the belly button down towards the ankle, so that we're in this kind of position, and we want to feel the stretch out here in the side of the glute. But we'll also feel that stretch sort of inside and around that leg. And that's it. That's the basics. Let's get into the figure four. The figure four is set up lying down. So come on down onto your backs. Oof. Oh, wow, the floor is really cold. Okay. And we're going to cross that leg over to the other knee. From here, we're going to reach our hands through the triangle we just made and around the outside of the leg, and we're going to pull that knee in towards our chest. All right? Usually, it's going to start feeling intense kind of right away, but you'll be able to get much deeper, even though it's already feeling intense. So I want you to take a small breath, exhale, and while you exhale, I want you to pull the leg in. All right, inhale, exhale, pull. Inhale, exhale, pull. Inhale, exhale, pull. Ooh. Okay, at some point, it'll start feeling like the stretch is pretty intense. Do one more. Inhale, exhale, pull. And that's it. We're going to start holding for 30 seconds. Let's do it. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. As soon as you feel like things are chilling out for that leg, I want you to pull a little bit harder. Pull that knee in. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. If you're feeling a little bit of tingliness in the knee and it's uncomfortable, feel free to palm your knee and pull the knee in directly. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, let the leg go. Oh, that is a figure 4 stretch. Since you're already laying on your backs, extend your arms out to either side and see if you can let your legs drop from side to side. Feel a little bit of a stretch in your low back and get a couple of back cracks while you're at it, I guess. Oh, yeah. Go from side to side. Breathe. Exhale so you can get a little bit deeper into the stretch on either side. And I think we're about ready to do the other side. Let's go switch into the other side. We did this just now, so we're switching to the other leg. Right leg is now crossed over the left leg. It does not have to be that for you. Just my right leg is over my left leg. And we're going to go ahead and pull that leg in. Reach through the triangle around the leg. Pull it in towards your chest. Breathe for a second. Relax. Pull some more. Inhale, exhale, pull. Inhale, exhale, pull. Once you're feeling that stretch build up is getting quite intense, we're ready to begin. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that is our pigeon stretch. If you have already completely relaxed and you just flopped over, that's fine. No worries. You can also let your arms drop from to either side and let your hips sort of fall from side to side. Get a little bit of a relaxing stretch for your low back. And in about 3 seconds, we're going to start getting into the side splits. If you're just joining in right now and you're like, what is this guy doing on the floor with his hips? We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern to practice the number one quality, consistency, to build a little bit of community. I try to bring good vibes to the internet so we can make it a little bit easier when we suffer on the floor doing our stretches, and hopefully that combination of things, consistency, good vibes, community, helps us to, make a little bit of progress towards better movement, towards, our side splits. And I guess to get to our side splits, we got to do some side splits. Let's go. The first thing I recommend you do is stand 8 to 12 inches in front of a wall. All right, 8 to 12 inches is about 1.5 footsteps in front of the wall for most people. From here, the reason why I recommend this position is because if you are doing a side split, you're trying your best, you're trying to wiggle yourself deeper into position, at some point you'll scoot until all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I'm off balance. And you're falling backwards, you're swimming through the air, and you're like, oh, look, there's a wall right behind me. I didn't fall all that far. That is what the wall is there for. If you lose balance, you start falling backwards a little bit, your butt will gently land against the wall and everything will be fine. You can just pop right back into your stretch and we'll be on your way. If you did this without the wall behind you, something more like this will happen. You'll be like, oh, and maybe if you try to catch yourself, maybe you'll hurt your wrist a little bit. Maybe it's just your butt that hurts. Regardless, it'll hurt. It'll be way more scary, and all of that is unnecessary. So stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall, and we're ready to begin. There's a comment over here. That's the Travel with Roxy one with the 9 p.m., 9 a.m. time. All right. Let's go. Side splits. I want you to stand in front of the wall, and then I want you to open up your legs decently wide. Doesn't have to be crazy. As wide as you comfortably can. All right? If you're feeling a pinching sensation here in your hips, you've gone a little too far, and you can bring your legs back in. From here, I want you to focus on your belly button. I want you to bring it down into the ground and try to put your hands down. If you can reach, perfect. If you cannot reach, feel free to elevate your hands. Add a yoga block. Add a stool. Add a chair. All of that is perfectly fine. All right? From here, we're going to do the most important thing of the whole entire show. We're going to externally rotate this leg and the other leg, both legs. But I'm going to very closely demonstrate this one. What we're doing is we're taking this leg where the foot is currently flat on the ground. We're rotating the leg back. All right? And it should look a little like this. Wee, boop. The heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up, your quad muscles are pointing up, and I'm going to set up the other side to do the same. Ooh, there we go. All right, once you've done this, you've rotated your thigh bone and some of the lumpy parts of your thigh bone so it doesn't smash into your hip stuff. And what that means is now the only thing holding you back is your muscles and it's not your bones. Cool? So from here, I want you to breathe. I want you to relax. I want you to sit into this stretch. Just chill for a couple of seconds. Do a little wiggle from side to side if you'd like, and see if you can break the friction holding your feet back from a deeper stretch. And that's it. We're in our side splits. This is it. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Keep on trying to breathe. Keep on trying to relax. Add in a little wiggle once in a while to see if you can get just a little bit deeper. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it for now. Walk your hands forward. Pull your legs in. That is our first side split. I don't think I explained this, but we're doing 3 rounds of 30 seconds of side splits. And in between each of those rounds, we're going to shake out some tension. We're going to try to relax as much as possible so that when we get into the next round of the side splits, we have the best possible starting situation. Okay? So, when you can, start crawling your way back into standing. I'm going to crawl towards the phone for a second, see if there's anything in the chat, and then we will start shaking out the tension. I am not seeing anything at a quick glance, so we'll continue. All right. When you're done waddling around like a penguin, I want you to lean all your weight into one leg, and I want you to start flicking the other leg out. What we're doing is we're trying to shake the leg as much as possible. And we want to relax the legs as much as possible. So, what is it that we're doing? We want the ankles to be able to go flop all over the place. All right? For your ankles to do that, your calves have to be relaxed. And for your calves to be relaxed, you just need to be shaking out your leg real hard. Pretty much, that will get us started. All right, flick, 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 wiggle, 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 shake, 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 shake. Now, that's our baseline. We're running an experiment right now. Usually, I describe this as you just stepped in a little bit of a puddle, your feet are kind of wet, you're like, ew, water, and you're trying to flick the water off of your toes. You're sending the water droplets fly as far as you can to the other side of the room, to the other side of the beach, into the eyes of some distant, faraway enemy, and whoosh, you're just flicking water. Now, when you're trying to whip that leg out as fast as you can, you gotta relax your calves, you gotta relax your ankles, you gotta go whoosh, whip it out. And we wanna keep that feeling, that sensation, until we get lazy, start dropping our knees down into the ground, and we start shaking our legs out and just shake, 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 shake. Again, the ankles are all loose, they're all relaxed, and the calves are relaxed. Now tell me, was the example with the water droplet flipping way off into the distance more useful than just talking about shaking directly? Or do you not care? Or do you prefer, yeah, tell me which one you prefer. A is just get to it. B, tell a story about flicking water while we get to it. Let me know which one you prefer. All right. What we just do, we just shake out a whole bunch of tension in our legs. And at the end of the day, what's important is that our leg muscles are relaxed. Some of the signs that your muscles are relaxed is when your muscles are just flopping all over the place and doing whatever the heck they want. We want this. This is important because if your muscles are really tense, you're going to be moving a little bit like a robot. That tension is not going to make it any easier for you to get into your next side split. What we're doing right now is trying to get our leg muscles to chill out, be floppy, be loose, so that we can get into a deeper side split. All right, we're going to move on. Let's talk about the hips. When you get into a position like this, tends to be the case, these muscles in the hips, some itty bitty little muscles here, are going to get real tense, real uncomfortable. And what we want to do is shake those out too. So I want you to stick all of your weight into one leg. I want you to take that big toe in the other one, drop it down on the ground, and I want you to start bringing your knees in and out, and 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 in and out. And just introduce a little bit of gentle movement. It's not going to feel super crazy. You shouldn't really feel a whole bunch going on in that hip necessarily. There's just a little bit of gentle movement to get some stuff moving. As you get really comfortable with this, you can turn into a dance move. You can get some stanky legs in. You can combine both legs and do them at the same time. You can just make that really fun. But if you want, you can also get to a whole new level of skill. Just like before, you can start picking up the speed, getting lazy, shaking out that leg, shaking really hard until your whole leg starts flopping around, relaxing, and looking like you turned into a soggy noodle. All right, you can do that on both sides. That will help your quads to relax, and that should help you prepare for your next side split. Let's get into it. We're standing 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall, and it's time. Let's do it. Open up those legs decently wide. As long as you're relatively comfortable and ready to fold forward, that's a good place to be. If your hips are starting to get a little funky feeling, you've gone too far. Bring your legs back in just a little bit. Focus on bringing that belly button down into the ground. Put your hands down if you can. Elevate your hands if you need to, and we're ready to externally rotate the legs. Okay, what I want you to do, again, your foot is now flat on the ground. We want to rotate the whole leg backwards 90 degrees. So we're going from foot flat to whoosh, heels down on the ground, toes up, knees pointing up, quad muscles pointing up. And we want to do the same thing for the other side. Ugh. When you're here, in this position. You've rotated your thigh bone so it doesn't smash into parts of your hip bones, or I guess hip bone, your pelvis. And now it's just up to our muscles to relax. From here, breathe, chill, relax, do a little wiggle from side to side. Try your best to stay calm. If your feet are working really hard, feeling really intense, see if you can relax those toes. Relax the ankle, relax the calves. Oh, breathe. And 30 seconds, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. You can run a couple of experiments here while we're waiting for this stretch to end. If you walk your hands forward, you can feel more of a stretch here in the inside of your thighs. If you walk your hands back, you should start feeling the stretch more in your hamstrings. You need a combination of both to finally get into your actual side split. So you can pick and choose. If one stretch is starting to feel way too intense, you want to shift some of that burden onto a different muscle, that's fine. Go for it. Whew. I forgot to keep sort of kind of a mental count. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that is round 2. We just finished. Walk your hands forward, bring your legs in. Whew. Breathe, kneel for a second, let your hips relax, chill. Whew. Okay, we got one more side split, and that means we gotta do some flicky, shaky, relaxy stuff in between. All right, come on back up into standing, grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to, and let's prepare to flick our legs. Remember, we are whipping the leg out and relaxing the calves, relaxing the ankles, and you can get lazy. Pick up the tempo, but still be lazy, and drop the leg, shake, wiggle, flop. When the legs are shaking out and you're feeling fine, you can start multitasking. You can start shaking out other things. Flop. Other side, shake, wiggle, flop. For my pros, the people who've been on this live for a long time, you don't have to do the like slowly flicking out thing. You can go straight into flicking out the legs. I don't know if I've ever said that like straight. You can just go right into it, because all we care about is relaxing the legs, right? The way you get to relaxation, it's not nearly as important as having your legs be relaxed, to be flopping around. And you only really need 5 to 10 seconds on each leg of the floppiness. So we should be ready to continue. Let's get some hip action. Stand, put all your weight into one leg, drop the big toe, maybe the ball of the foot down on the other side. Bring those knees in and out and in and out and in and out. When you get comfortable with this, you can be more dramatic with it. Do some stanky leg. Whee! Have fun with it. Because at the end of the day, we're all about practicing consistency, and we're doing relatively kind of, painful, suffery-full stuff. So the more fun you can make it, the more entertaining you can make it, the more enjoyment you can have, the easier it will be to stay consistent. All right. And once again, same thing with the other movement. When you take this to an extreme level, you pick up the speed and your muscles are relaxed. You can turn your leg into jello and just flop. Other side, flop. You don't have to do it this way. It's just another way to add a little bit more relaxation, forcing relaxation visually to know that it's happening. All right. That's it. Let's get into a third and final side split. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. Open up those legs decently wide. Doesn't have to be crazy. Should not hurt in the hips. If your hips are pinching, bring the legs back and let's fold. Bring that belly button down into the ground. I talk fast because I'm trying to get a lot of information across. You don't have to move fast. Breathe. relax. Put those hands down if you can. If you need to, you can elevate them with a yoga block, with a stool, with a chair. And if you don't need it, we're ready to continue. Put your feet into position. Right now, your feet are flat on the ground. What we want is to rotate the whole leg back so that the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. All right, I'm going to do the same for the other leg. And once you've done it, your bones are not in the way. It's now up to your muscles. So sit down, relax, breathe. See how low you can go. Do a little wiggle from side to side. You can experiment with walking your hands slowly back towards your butt. Remember how in the beginning I talked about how if you are wiggling and you're shifting your weight back and forth, sometimes you can fall backwards and lose balance. When you start walking your hands backwards, that's probably when you're going to lose balance. So be careful. From here, that's it. We're done. I think 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Do a little shake from side to side so you can just a little bit deeper. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, almost done, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it. Oh, walk your hands forward, bring your legs in, out of that stretch, and oh, that is our third and final side split. Oh, congratulations. The hard stuff is done. It's time to shake out our legs one last time. Come back into standing. Oh, waddle around if you need to. Be a penguin. Embrace the penguin. And let's start shaking it out. All your weight is on one leg. We're flicking that leg out. Flick, 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 flick. I know I asked the question if you prefer A or B earlier, and I never checked the chat to see it. I'm going to wait till we're done to review thoughtfully to make sure all the responses are accounted for. Where are we going? Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. If this whole time you've only been focused on your legs, because I've been telling you to focus on your legs, this is the perfect time to add in your arms. Switch legs. Your wrists have been holding you up. Your forearms have been working real hard to support your body, so you can give them a light, gentle shake. You can imagine that at the elbow, your arms are turning into propellers of a plane, and you're just going shaking it out. Shake, 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 shake. And give your arms a chance to relax. Shake out the legs. I can't remember how many seconds we've been doing this. We're probably good. You really don't need any more. Let's continue with the hips. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. We're shaking that leg in and out. You can experiment a lot with this. If you want, you can really open up that stance. You can bring the legs really close together. The closer they are, the less intense the whole entire thing becomes. So play with it. Experiment. I usually recommend leaning off to the side, straightening out that leg straight down, the same angle as your lean for the leg shaky, relaxy thing. So you can experiment with that and see if putting your weight more over your leg makes it more difficult. Usually I find the more weight is in the leg, the more intense, or the more difficult it is to pick up the speed, pick up the intensity, and keep the leg also relaxed and turned into jello. So you're going to have to find your sweet spot and see if the tips help. Okay, whew. I think we've shaken out the legs. Did we do enough stanky leg? We got to do a couple more. 3, 1, 2, 3. Combine both of them together. All right, that is our side split stuff. Let's do a couple of quick joint checks. Wrap up for today. First thing we're going to do is a hip circle. Oh, it's nice and slow. Take your hips through a big circular range of motion. Feel that stretch. Right after the side splits, I feel a whole bunch of tension right here on the left and on the right side of the hip. So I like to spend a bunch of extra time here, taking care of that tension. If you have old injuries, you're feeling the stretch in another place because you have different tight muscles than me, that's totally possible. Maybe if your low back is feeling achy, you want to do some cat cow from a standing position, and maybe you want to do cat cow on the ground. You don't have to do it standing. You can do whatever you want. Take a couple seconds, work those hips, check out what's happening, and let's continue. We're going to do a quick high knee on both sides. Just double check that those hip flexors are working well, and we're going to do a crazy squat calf raise thingy that will make sure your leg muscles are working well together. All right, what I want you to do is bring your feet pretty close together, just right underneath your hips. I want you to pop into a bit of a squat, okay? From here, I want you to try to bring your chest down to your knees. And then I want you to bring your knees out in front of your toes. When you're in this position, you should feel your Achilles tendon working real hard. You should feel your calves nice and tight. You can poke your leg if you want to double check that that's happening. And you might notice your toes are working really hard to keep you from falling forward, because right now your center of gravity is pretty far forward. This is good. This is good because we're making our toes work well with our feet, work well with our ankle, our Achilles, our calves, our tibialis, our quads, our knees, our glutes. All of those muscles are working real hard to keep you balanced, to keep you strong. And what I want you to do is push it just a little bit further. We're going to do some calf raises. Try to balance your weight between your big toes and your pinky toes. Put your hands down to help with balance if you need to. And come on up a couple of times. And when you've done 3 or 4, it's plenty. You're ready. You're done. That's it. We just made sure a lot of the muscles, straight from the toes all the way up to the low back, are working well together. And that's a pretty good sign. If you're able to pull it off, that you're probably ready to go do whatever else you got to do, and you're good. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on our side splits, our hip mobility today. Once again, we go live every single day starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're not in the Eastern time zone, you're not quite sure what time that is, we started an hour and 7 minutes ago. We do this every day to build consistency, to build community, make it a little bit more fun because we're doing it all together. So if you like that, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back, and hopefully we'll make a whole bunch of progress in our side splits and in our hip mobility. Whew. That's it from me today. I'm going to check the chat because I want to know what people said about whether or not you like the first flicky explanation or the second flicky explanation. I need to come up with better names for these things. All right. I'm scrolling. Looking for answers. Donovan says, I wish I could do the stretching right now. It looks so relieving. Sadly, I'm busy to join. I'm sorry to hear that, Donovan. That explains why Travel with Roxy left you the schedule. I hope the schedule does work out at some point so you can join in the future. Nalid Healing says, timing is impeccable. Came across as live by Sherlock. Amazing. I'm glad the algorithm knows that you need some stretching and sends you my way. Let's see, I got 1 vote for number 1. So we got 1 vote for the straightforward, just jump into the shake your legs out, don't bother explaining the flicking water off your toes thing. And that seems like it's the only comment about it. So I'll keep that in mind. Okay, we'll try again tomorrow, see if anybody else gives feedback. Annalyn wrote, wow, I need to do slow little by little. I think it will hard for me. Yeah, if something feels hard, something feels challenging, especially if it's your first time. I think this is the first time I've seen a comment from your username, Annalyn. If it's your first time joining in and something feels really challenging, a lot of the time it's not just that you're not strong enough or something for a stretch. It's oftentimes that you're just getting into a position you've never gotten into, so your brain hasn't gotten used to it, hasn't figured out how to do it, and that takes some time. So yeah, if you feel like I'm going fast ever, just let me know, and I can definitely slow down slightly. I can definitely take another second or two to explain things as I go, and hopefully that will help you stay caught up, heading out, and enjoying the rest of life. Okay? All right, let's see. Che says you got this. Oh, thank you for encouraging Alan. Appreciate it, Che. And Alan says aloha. I'm scrolling up through the chat, by the way. If you guys are confused, what am I responding to? I'm just looking back at the chat to see if there's stuff that I missed while I was doing the live way back over there. Because, you know, for me to be able to demonstrate my whole body doing stuff, I got to be pretty far from the camera, pretty far from the phone. And I live stream from the 2 iPhones in front of me. So that seems like is all the comments in the chat. So we're basically ready to wrap up. Thank you everybody for coming in, practicing consistency, working on those side splits with me today. We are wrapped up. It is 71 minutes into the hour, so we did good on time. Hey Goody, welcome back. I make some other content that's not side splits related. It's not really hip mobility related either. It's about getting a little tiny bit of working out, exercise done in the little chunks of your day when you got a minute or two of downtime. Like when you're waiting for your coffee to boil, when you're waiting for your lunch to heat up in the microwave. Those 2 minutes are perfect for getting a little bit of exercise. So don't sleep on those moments. Don't think, oh, it's not enough to get enough exercise that it's going to matter. It does. It does. When you add in lots and lots of little 2-minute chunks throughout the day, 4, 5, 6 of them, it's going to make a big difference, especially if you're adding them in every single day. It's a lot more exercise than no exercise. All right. So feel free to check those out. If you follow, if you subscribe, you'll probably get them in your feed automatically, so you don't have to do anything else. But one other thing I'm experimenting with is tutorials for learning new cool calisthenics moves. I think at this point, it's been almost 2 weeks, we released a video on the frog stand. And the frog stand looks a little bit like this. You stick your hands in the ground, stick your elbows sort of out to the side a little bit. You rest your knees on top of your elbows and you just kind of lean forward, like so. A lot of it is balance because this bone right here is going straight into the ground and it's supporting your whole entire body weight, so you don't have to be super strong, and is a great first move to learn to figure out how to balance on your hands. And you can definitely level this up into more advanced moves where your knees are resting on top of your triceps, or maybe just one leg is resting on top of a tricep, and you can take that into handstands and all the other stuff too. Cool. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check out the YouTube account. It's at Splits on the Side, so the same exact username as on TikTok. And I think that's the most recent long form video. I am trying to get some other stuff out there, including cool, fun videos about different public outdoor gyms I found in my travels recently. And I did a quick challenge. Not quick at all. We did a couple of challenges in Bangkok where I try to walk across crazy amounts of distance, like following a whole entire subway line, overground train. I don't know. It's called the BTS. And we got like 50,000 steps in like 35-degree weather, and it took like 8, 9, 10 hours. I can't remember how many hours. Lots of hours. So that video is coming out soon. If you want to see it, we're just exploring cities on foot and suffering with too much sun. So that is coming up, and I hope you take a time to check a little bit of it out. Bryce says the balance is crazy impressive. Thank you so much. Goody says strong. I promise the strength is valuable for the frog stand, but it's not that important. Most of it is balance. And you can absolutely do it. If you can do 2 push-ups, you can definitely do an early version of the frog stand. Cool? Okay. I think that is everything. Chase some hearts. Thank you. And I think now I'm officially ready to wrap up. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you for listening and staying on for the final little spiel at the end where I pitch you on whatever random stuff I'm making right now on the internet. And I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Sleep well, rest up, and I'll see you in a little bit. Goody says, I just tried it, but only 1 second I could do. 1 second is incredible. You literally went from having never done one before, and then you got to 1 second on like the first try. Now you got to build up the skill, right? 1 second is a really long time. Okay. Congratulations. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. The next live is in 22 hours and 45 minutes. It's tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I hope to see you all soon. Have a great night. Goodbye.